Are you ready for what S about to hit Britain this week? Because the weather pattern we've been tracking is about to turn absolutely brutal. Forget everything you thought you knew about this February. We were looking at one of the most dramatic temperature plunges we've seen in years, combined with flooding, snow, and a weather whiplash that will leave you breathless. Right now, as you are watching this, heavy rain is hammering eastern Scotland with up to 60 millimetres expected on higher ground. But here's the shocking part. That S just the beginning. In the next 72 hours, we were going to see temperatures crash from 12 degrees Celsius in the south to well below freezing nationwide. And I am talking about a frost so harsh on Saturday morning that it could damage your pipes if you were not prepared. Stick with me for 30 seconds, and I'll reveal which cities are going to see the heaviest snowfall this weekend. And at the 3-minute 20 mark, I am going to show you exactly when the coldest air arrives in your specific area, hour by hour. But first, let me tell you what is happening right now across the country. If you are in London, Birmingham, or anywhere across southern England, you are sitting at a relatively mild 11 to 12 degrees Celsius. But look north. Glasgow is barely scraping 5 degrees, Edinburgh 6 degrees. That north-south split, it's about to become the story of the next 10 days. Here's where it gets interesting. We have weather warnings active right now across eastern Scotland until midnight tonight. Then new warnings kick in for Wednesday, covering similar areas. We're re-looking at another 25 to 40 millimetres of rain. Now, you might be thinking, that doesn't sound catastrophic. And you'd be right, except for one critical detail. The ground is absolutely saturated. We're talking about soil that cannot absorb another drop. Let me paint you a picture of what is happening across Scotland right now. Aberdeen and the Grampians are being pounded by persistent rain. It's not stopping. It's not easing. It's just relentless precipitation pushing northward through the morning and into the afternoon. And for those of you in the Highlands, you are seeing mountain snow, not just a dusting. We're talking about proper accumulation on higher ground. Now here's your first reward for staying with me. Northern Ireland and Northern England, your turn is coming Wednesday afternoon. That wet weather currently sitting over Scotland. It's extending southward. Manchester, Liverpool, Leeds, you're going to see rain coming and going throughout Wednesday. The North Midlands, Northern Wales, same story. But Cardiff, Bristol, Southampton, London, you've got a different pattern. More showery across central and southern England and Wales. That blustery southwest breeze is keeping things mild, but it's also bringing squally showers that will catch you off guard. Here's the question everyone is asking. When does this rain finally stop? And the answer is going to surprise you. Friday. That S when everything changes, but not in the way you might hope. Let me explain what S about to happen. Right now, we have low pressure sitting over the UK. It's been slow moving for weeks, just spinning in place. But late Thursday into Friday, that pattern breaks. The low pressure finally shifts southward. And here is the critical part. Northerly winds arrive. When I say northerly winds, I don't mean a gentle breeze. I am talking about Arctic air flooding down across the entire country. And this is where your forecast splits into two completely different scenarios depending on where you live. Scotland and Northern England, you are going to feel this first. Thursday night into Friday morning, temperatures are going to plummet. We are forecasting a harsh frost, the kind that turns your car windscreen into solid ice. Friday daytime highs, 3 to 4 degrees Celsius at best. And Friday night, well below freezing across most areas. But here is what makes this forecast truly remarkable. While you're re-shivering through Friday, southern England is still hovering around 9 to 10 degrees. The cold air takes time to push south. So Birmingham, you are in this transition zone. Thursday, you are at 6 degrees. Friday, you drop to 4. Saturday morning, you re-waking up to frost. Now comment below with your city or town, and I'll give you a personalised forecast for exactly when the cold hits your area. Because timing is everything with this setup. Let us talk about Saturday. This is the day when the entire country finally gets uniformly cold. 3 to 5 degrees as daytime highs from Inverness to Brighton. Newcastle, Edinburgh, you might not even reach 3 degrees. And Saturday night, this is crucial. We're re-looking at one of the coldest nights of the winter so far. Widespread frost, temperatures in rural areas dropping to -4, -5 Celsius. You are probably thinking, okay, it's cold, it's frosty, but at least it's dry, right? Well, yes and no. Saturday itself looks fairly bright and dry for most areas, a few wintry showers sneaking into northern Scotland. But overall, Saturday is your reprieve, your 48 hours of drier weather, but then comes Sunday. And this is where I need you to pay very close attention because Sunday morning could be treacherous. Starting around 3 or 4 in the morning Sunday, a new weather system approaches from the west. Now, normally, a system from the west brings mild Atlantic air and rain. But here is the twist. We've just spent 2 days building up this pool of Arctic air across the country. So when that mild, moist Atlantic air tries to push in, it rides up over the cold air. And what happens when warm air meets cold air with moisture involved? Snow. Heavy snow. Let me be specific about where and when. Northern Scotland, the Highlands, you're looking at 10 to 20 centimetres of accumulating snow on higher ground. That's starting around dawn on Sunday and continuing through the morning. Fort William, Inverness, the Cairngorms, this could be a significant event for you. Northern England, the Pennines, the Lake District, you are in the bullseye for 5 to 10 centimetres, potentially more on the hills. Manchester, Bradford, Sheffield, you might wake up Sunday morning to a white coating even at lower elevations. But here's the catch, it 1T last. By Sunday afternoon, that milder air finally wins. Temperatures rise and the snow turns to rain. Scotland, your snow event is more prolonged because you farther north. The cold air is more entrenched. We could see snow continuing into Sunday afternoon before finally transitioning to rain by evening. Glasgow, Edinburgh, you are right on the borderline. Could go either way. Now here is something fascinating that most forecasts want to tell you. After this brief cold snap, we are not returning to settled mild weather. Instead, we're re-entering what meteorologists call a mobile pattern. And this is actually more significant than the weekend cold spell. Let me explain what a mobile pattern means for you. For the past few weeks, we've had weather systems coming up from the south and just stalling over the UK. But from next week onwards, the jet stream repositions. Systems move faster. They more vigorous. And crucially, we get this oscillation between colder sectors and milder sectors. What does that mean in practical terms? It means Tuesday next week, you might be at 11 degrees in London. Thursday, you drop to 5. Saturday, you are back to 9. For northern areas, you are oscillating between near freezing and maybe 7 or 8 degrees. It's whiplash weather. And the rain? It's not going anywhere. In fact, it might get worse. Because now we have an active jet stream, powerful weather systems tracking across the Atlantic, and they all aiming straight for the UK. Here's where the forecast gets really interesting for those of you who like to look ahead. Around the 22nd, 23rd of February, there are early signals that another blocking pattern could develop, this time potentially bringing colder northeasterly winds. If that happens, we could see a more prolonged cold spell late in the month. But let me bring you back to what matters for the next week. Manchester, your detailed forecast, Wednesday, showery rain, 11 degrees. Thursday, rain clearing, temperatures dropping to 7 degrees by evening. Friday, wintry showers possible. Daytime high 4 degrees. Friday night, hard frost -2 degrees. Saturday, bright but cold, 3 degrees with a bitter northerly wind. Sunday morning, risk of snow, possibly heavy, transitioning to rain by afternoon. Birmingham, you are on a similar timeline but slightly warmer. Wednesday stays around 10 degrees with scattered showers. Thursday, you hold at 8 degrees as the rain clears. Friday drops you to 5 degrees. Saturday, frost in the morning, then 3 to 4 degrees in the afternoon. Sunday, snow possible early, especially on higher ground to the north and west, turning to rain. Leeds and Sheffield, you are in the snow zone Sunday morning. Current models show 5 to 10 centimetres possible, with the heaviest snow between 6 and 11 in the morning. This could affect travel significantly. The M62 across the Pennines could be particularly problematic. Newcastle and the northeast, you're colder than most. Friday sees you at just 3 degrees. Saturday, barely above freezing. Sunday morning, snow is likely, with accumulations possible even at sea level. But again, brief. By afternoon, rain takes over. Edinburgh and Glasgow, you're dealing with the rain warnings through Wednesday. Then Thursday sees improvement, but the cold air arrives Thursday night. Friday is bitter, 2 to 3 degrees at best. Saturday, widespread frost, then a cold day with wintry showers. Sunday, the big question mark. Models are split on whether you see more snow or rain. Either way, it's going to be wet and messy. Cardiff and Bristol, you're milder longer. Wednesday and Thursday stay around 10 to 11 degrees with showers. Friday, you finally feel the cold dropping to 6 or 7 degrees. Saturday sees frost in rural areas, then 5 degrees in the afternoon. Sunday, you are more likely to see rain than snow, but dawn to rule out sleet. London and the southeast, you are the last to feel the cold. Thursday, you are still at 10 degrees. Friday drops you to 7 or 8. Saturday morning, frost in the suburbs and rural areas, then 4 to 5 degrees in the afternoon. afternoon with a biting north wind. Sunday, rain likely, but if that system tracks slightly farther south, you could see a period of sleet or wet snow early morning. Now, here's the crucial safety information. If you are over 45, this cold snap poses specific risks. That harsh frost Saturday morning means icy pavements and roads before gridders get out. If you need to drive early Saturday or Sunday, please allow extra time. Check your tire pressure and tread. For those with health conditions, particularly respiratory or cardiovascular issues, the cold air Friday through Sunday can be a trigger. Make sure you've got your medications stocked up, heat your home adequately. It's not worth economizing on heating when temperatures are this low. And for everyone, check on elderly neighbors. A quick knock on the door Friday evening to make sure they were warm enough could make all the difference. Now, remember that promise I made at the start? The exact timing for when the coldest air arrives in your area? Here it is. The cold front pushes south through Thursday night. Northern Scotland, you're feeling it by 6 in the evening Thursday. By midnight, it's reached Newcastle and Carlisle. By 3 in the morning Friday, Manchester and Leeds are in the cold air. By 6 in the morning, Birmingham and the Midlands. By noon Friday, even London and the south coast are feeling that northerly wind. Saturday morning, 5 to 6 in the morning, is when temperatures bottom out nationwide. That is your coldest point. Rural Scotland could see -6 Celsius. Rural northern England -4. Even rural southern England -1 to -2. But here is your second reward for sticking with me this far. Next week, when that mobile pattern sets in, we're going to see the potential for some very active weather. Models are showing deep low pressure systems tracking close to Scotland on Tuesday and again on Friday of next week. These could bring gales, particularly to Western Scotland and Northern Ireland. Wind speeds could gust to 60, possibly 70 miles per hour in exposed areas. Comment your location below, and I'll monitor the models and give you updates on whether your area is in the path of these systems. Here is something else to watch. Snowmelt. When temperatures rise Sunday and into Monday, all that snow that falls Sunday morning is going to melt rapidly, combined with rain, that's a flooding recipe. Rivers in northern England and Scotland need to be watched carefully Sunday afternoon and Monday. Looking at the bigger picture, February is shaping up to be unsettled right through to the end of the month. We are not seeing any signs of high pressure building in to give us a prolonged dry spell. Rain totals by the end of February could be 150 to 200% of average in western areas, but there is a silver lining. That mobile pattern means the rain moves through faster. Instead of 3 days of continuous rain like we've seen recently, you might get 12 hours of heavy rain, then a break, then another system. It's not ideal, but it is better than the stalled systems we've been dealing with. So here is your action plan for the next 72 hours. Tonight, Wednesday night, if you are in Scotland or Northern England, expect more rain, heavy at times. Thursday, the rain continues but starts to ease from the north. Thursday night, temperatures drop sharply. Make sure pets are indoors. Cover any vulnerable plants. Friday, it is cold. Wintry showers in the north. Dry for many, but feeling bitter in that north wind. Friday night, protect your pipes. Open cabinet doors under sinks to let warm air circulate. Saturday, enjoy the bright weather, but stay warm. Sunday morning, this is the big one. Snow for northern areas, possibly heavy. Travel disruption likely. By Sunday afternoon, it's all change again. Milder air returns, snow melts, rain takes over. And then next week, buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride of oscillating temperatures, fast-moving weather systems, and plenty of rain. One more thing before I go. The forecast I've just given you is based on the latest data, but weather models update every 6 hours. By tomorrow, some details could change. The snow totals for Sunday might increase or decrease. The timing of that cold front Thursday night could shift by a few hours. So here's what I need you to do. Comment below with your town or city. I'll be monitoring the updates and can give you specific adjustments as we get closer to the weekend. And make sure you resubscribed because I'll be posting an update Friday with the latest on that Sunday snow event. In the next video, I am going to reveal something most forecasters aren't talking about yet. Those powerful low-pressure systems next week, one of them could be a weather bomb. Pressure dropping incredibly rapidly, leading to severe gales and torrential rain. Which day is it likely to hit? Where's the greatest risk? You will have to watch the next forecast to find out. Stay safe, stay warm, and remember, the weather might be turning brutal, but with the right preparation, you can handle anything fair.